Not sure how well this is going to work, but I'll make an attempt. Anyway, this is usually how I begin. I take this tool here, the tip of this is kind of like a spoon, and I blend this putty back into the base of the hand like so. I don't spend a whole lot of time on this part. Just to kind of rough it out and get it close to where it needs to be. These knuckles I made a little bit larger on this hand because these fingers are bent back a little more, and I'm trying to create an illusion almost of like an arthritis looking real rough hand. Also something to note, Kevin White from Hassle Free Miniatures kind of gave me a tip about a year ago. Whenever you're sculpting with green stuff, which is what I'm trying to do now, is to let it, instead of let it fully curing, when it's at a kind of semi-leather state, is one to go back and begin blending putties together. They tend to bond rather than separate, especially when you vulcanize this, because I'll do a low temp silicone rubber mold of this figure when I'm done, and then at that point I can make a few resin masters of this and do the textures of the skin, cut off the feet, add wings, all those kind of good things when I'm finished. See if I can do this here. It's kind of hard to sculpt like this. It's almost being blind. I'm looking through the viewfinder of the camera. Here we go. So it's like sculpting in a mirror. I use these clay shapers very rarely, but I tend to use them when I use putty. I never use them like on this part here with the polymer clay. I use those polished stainless steel tools for polymer. But these clay shapers work fairly well when you are blending putty upon putty, especially if it's kind of sat for a while. When the putty underneath is a little bit stiff and can take some pressure, they will blend the two together extremely well. Let's see here, can you see this? Okay, I believe this will be the way to go here. I'm hoping this turns out reasonable for everyone. I've had a lot of requests to have this, to try to do these on camera. I've done a few where I've sculpted a hand or two via steps, but it's just not quite, I don't believe, the same as seeing it in person. But you can see it really doesn't take long to shape the hands up doing it this way. I'll let these knuckles set up before I do any more of the hand, so I can't do a whole lot at one time, but it does allow me to do some really complex hands, especially for 28 millimeter, 54 millimeter, or similar size, very small hands. And I know I'm gonna hate this because I hate the sound of my voice on camera. Absolutely hate it. I've watched a few videos with my son and heard my voice in the background, and it drove me insane. So y'all better be happy about this. I'll break these up, and this will be the beginning of the tutorial, because to be honest, the first portion is extremely simple, and I can demonstrate that with the putty I have left over. This, as you can see, it's basically roughed out the knuckles already. Let me see here. I'm gonna turn this camera around now where I can see what I'm looking at. Okay, let's see here. So here it took very, very little time, and the knuckles are already beginning to take shape. I'll do a little more work off screen just so I can get them more even like this. But I'll do that top row, and then I'll do that second row in another video for you later. Basically, I blend that back to the hand. And for me, the key of the hand is doing angles. I do the wrist, which a lot of people forget about. And I'm not the best anatomy expert, but the wrist, this portion of the hand right here, is very important. And I tend to accentuate this part of the wrist. Then I break this hand into the planes of the finger. First finger, second bend of the finger, and then this final bend. I do the thumb last, and then I add the meat of the hand after that. But I think it's pretty simple to see how that's beginning to work here. So I'll do those knuckles, and then I'll do the fingernails last, and go into the thumb and the meat of the hand. But basically, to create the hand, the meat of the hand, the back of the hand, I just roll up a little ball like this, smash it onto the armature, kind of flatten it, let it set up, and then each finger I take a ball and I roll out real quick like this, roll out a few of them. Do this real simply. Then I have this hand, say for instance here, I take these balls of putty or a fingers. Most people that are going to watch this are going to be more advanced anyway, so I won't go into too much detail, but the fingers then I apply to that piece of putty while it's soft. Basically all I do is take this tool here, which is one of my favorites, dip it in a little water so it don't stick, and I push on the inside of the finger, then I drag back, do the same here, drag back, same here, drag back, same here, and drag back, and as you can see it pulls the hands up. At that point I just bend the fingers how I want, say for instance like this, it's set up, then I begin to sculpt the knuckles. Real simple. Camera's gonna go dead here. So as you can see, that's pretty much it. I'll do the next part of the knuckle later this evening or tomorrow or whatever and upload it for y'all. Thank you. Bye.